Hey guys, more to document it than anything is I got a bunch of the old bed liner off of here, and it literally doesn't take too much to take this off. It's just time consuming. Found more rot than I thought I was going to find, so we're just going to pull this whole guy off. This metal you see under here is actually the support beam underneath, and it's pretty solid. It's just the actual sheet metal is completely gone here. Start from my shadow, completely gone here. You can see a little bit of daylight next to the wheel well, and up on the front where the extra 18 inches is for the basically longer Scout. This is the original bed for Scout 2s, 18 inches more for the Terra Scout, and that's just completely rotted. You can see this down here. You could lose your keys down a hole like that. So the whole bed is popping out. We got a big old sheet, 16 gauge steel, and we'll be trimming her down and sticking it in. Stay tuned. Alrighty, I'll give you a little update. Get my shadow out of the way. As you can see, there's not much left of the bed. Come over here, there was a very flimsy support that came through here. I just got rid of it. I'm going to redo it with some stronger angle iron. I've left about a 1-inch gap all across the outside here to give me a little bit of shelf to put it in. This center support I'm going to clean up a little bit, but I left that piece in because the gas tank attaches to here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide a bar underneath this gas tank support onto the frame, so it's not reliant on the body. You can see it's a little springy right now. And I still got a little bit of cleaning up to do, and just fix some overall stuff. The one mistake I made was initially the let's see if you can see this corner, is the actual wheel well piece of sheet metal should come out square, and so I cut the bed piece square. Well, the problem is once I got in there, the very back two were so far gone, I'm going to have to trim those as close to them. So I'm going to have a couple trim pieces that I'm going to have to weld in separately. This gives you a look at what I'm working with here. It's a larger sheet of 16 gauge. Most body is at least 18, 20, 22 sometimes. So 16 gauge is thin enough I can still work with it easily, but thick enough with the supports that it should be a good sized bed. Well, here's a little before. This flimsy little thing is what was the support, and what's going in is this angle iron. It's a good, I don't know, over 1/8 thick. Not quite a quarter, 3/16 maybe. Salvaged from another project, so that's going in. Well, I got a feeling that'll be a whole lot stronger. Up front here, I'll have to clean up some of the rust. This gives me an opportunity to kind of clean up the frame. Obviously I can get all the way down to my axles. People have been asking about this guy here. This just got painted over. I left this open for a couple reasons. One, so I can access some of these floor pieces for doing this specific project. The other one was I installed some speakers and wanted access up here, so that's where this is at. You can clearly see that I've got a ton of room behind that wall to actually build a box. Just haven't really found anything that I liked so far, so it's always a work in progress, and this was something I wanted to get done before this winter. Unfortunately, I won't be able to spend too much time getting the rubber crap off the sides of the bed. We're going to focus on this. The weather sort of changed, and I have probably till about 4 or 5 tonight to get this done before the next 8 days for the rain. And I really like the canopy back on here, so we're just going to get this floor project done, get it sealed and painted, and call it good for a little bit, probably through winter, and I'll get the canopy on and go have some fun. Alright, what I've done is I've measured from the firewall forward, got all the cross member measurements, transferred that, if you can see that on another Sharpie. So I've got lines for all my cross members. Once I'm going to go in there and sort of try to rust proof them, I will drill holes every few inches across those cross members to give me an area to spot weld them. And then I'm going to lay this down, transfer those holes over to the painted rust-proof area, and then I'm going to clean those areas up free of paint so the weld has metal on metal. But I want to try and get that as far, I guess, rust coated as I can for the sections that I won't be able to hit up later. But I'll need, you know, a clean metal to metal surface to tack them, so I'll mark through those holes down to the paint, clear the paint off. That's what I did when I did my floors, and it seemed to work pretty good. You know, time will tell. Because the Rush project, I'm not able to order anything, so I had fairly good success with the Rust-Oleum truck bed liner. It's what I used on the bottom section of the door. It seems to be wearing decently. It's easy enough to touch up with keeping a can around the house. So for right now, we're doing that. Anything underneath, we're going to give the undercoating product a try. Corrosion resistant, deadened sound, rubberized, paintable, quick dry. Sounds like a good product. Of course, they can sell you on anything. So right now what I'm going to do is, you can see I've got a little bit of just light rust just from weatherized while I've been working on this project, and we're going to flip the sheet over. I'm going to do a quick prep, and then we're going to spray it with the undercoating so that the underside of this sheet will be completely rubberized from the rust and whatnot. I did have some light rust areas. I've gone over the whole thing with about 60 grit, and I'm going to hit it with just a little degreaser. I've got some of that Port 15 stuff left over. The issue you have with new metal is they have a light coat of kind of some sort of petroleum product to keep it from rusting before the customer gets it, help protect it. And I'm just going to put this on and wipe it off, and just to make sure that I got a good adhesion. Well, we got her in. I got her stitched up a little bit, spot welds ground down. You can see where I'm going to have to fab these corners out that go through. You can see that. So I've got a little bit of work to do. It was interesting, the bed is 1 inch wider in front of the wheel wells than it is behind there. It's like an arrow for some reason, so back there is absolutely perfect. Up here I've got a little extra gap, so whatever. A lot of you guys seem intimidated doing stuff like this. I mean, what's the worst? It's definitely better than it was a rusty whole mess. So, you know, just take the plunge. However, I've never really done this before. Learn as I go. Every truck's going to be different, and you know, I have the satisfaction in knowing that, you know, for 53 bucks for a whole sheet of metal, little welding, some time, I've got a solid bed floor. So give it a shot. Weather's coming in. I may not get a coat of paint on this. I may just put the canopy on it and have a covered workspace